Hey folks, welcome back. My name is Krishna, and in this video we're going to look at how you can quickly create technical surfaces that are radial in shape, like the ones that you see here. So let's get right into it. So this is going to start off by first of all using the rectangular marquee tool. I'm going to lay down some Mac keyboard shortcuts, but every time I say Command, it's Control for Windows, and every time I say Option, it's Alt for Windows. So I'm going to fill this in by hitting Option Backspace or Option Delete. Using the rectangular marquee tool, I'm just going to make a series of selections, holding down the Shift key. I'll hit Command X to cut, and I'll simply introduce some rather random cuts for each of these items here. The key here is you don't want it to look like it's a pattern. You want it to look as arbitrary as possible. And instead of doing the whole thing here for you while you watch me, I'm simply going to kind of speed this part of the process up by trimming this whole area here. I'm simply going to hit Command J to make a copy. I can right click. Let me hit the transform tool, right click, and I'll choose flip horizontal. I have that command mapped to a custom keyboard shortcut, which is, in my case, Command F. I use that for flipping stuff horizontally. And so now I've got this interesting shape. Let's merge all those layers together to where they're all in one layer. Next, we're going to go up to Filter. We're going to Distort. We're going to choose Polar Coordinates. When I choose polar coordinates, I want to make sure that rectangular to polar is selected. If I want to be able to see what I'm doing, I can hit the minus button in the polar coordinates window, and you can see that I've got this really interesting looking shape. I like that. I'm going to click OK. It immediately converts it into something that looks rounded. I'm going to make a few additional copies of this. I'll do that by first hitting Command J to make a duplicate of the layer, Command T with the transform tool, and I'll just bring this in like so. And with the transform tool still active, I'll just go ahead and flip this vertically. I'll hit Command J once more, Command T for the transform tool. And with the transform tool still selected, I can right click and choose flip vertical. And I've got a repeating pattern. Now all I need to do is merge those three layers together and hit Command E. And then to finish off the trick here, I'll hit Command T once again. I'll choose perspective, and I'll simply take the lower right hand corner and drag it out like so. Hit Enter. If I want to be able to see the whole pattern, I'll once again use Command T. Bring that in, and you can see that we've got this shape. Now you can keep this horizontal, you can keep it at an angle vertically, however you wish. Now one question that you may have is, how do I get those outlines around each of these shapes? Because right now they're just shapes, and it would be rather tedious for me to go ahead and draw over them with my brush tool. So let me show you a really neat technique. I'm going to first of all go to the thumbnail for the layer that contains these shapes. I'll hit the Command key and click on the thumbnail. And what that does is it makes a selection around each of those shapes. Next, I'll make a brand new layer. Then I'll go up to Edit. I'll choose Stroke. And I'm going to keep the stroke as a red color. I'm just going to drop the width to 5 pixels for my stroke. I'm also going to make the stroke in the center here. I'll click OK. And then I will hide the layer that contains the shapes so I can see the outlines. And there you go. I've got this really cool tech looking surface. It could be something like the DeathStar. It could be like a portal that someone stands on, like you might see in some fantasy or sci-fi elements. It's actually pretty cool. And that's basically the technique that I use to create these two pieces that you see right here. So if you found this tip to be helpful, definitely give it a thumbs up so more folks can find it. We're pushing towards 1,000 subscribers as I record this video. Let's see if we can get there. I want to thank all of you for your support, for watching the videos. If you do like the video, give it a like. If you haven't subscribed, consider subscribing so I can give you more content like this. As always, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.